What if I told you this entire viral story might not actually be real? Because for years, people have been connecting Reese Witherspoon, Blake Lively, Jennifer Garner, and even Ben Affleck into one timeline that feels completely convincing. But the second you slow it down, that story starts to fall apart. And once you see why, you won't watch celebrity drama the same way again. Let's start with the moment that kicked everything off. Back in 2011, Reese Witherspoon takes the stage at the MTV Movie Awards. She's accepting a major award, talking about how you can succeed in Hollywood without being a bad girl. And then she says one line that people still bring up today.
If you took naked pictures of yourself on your cell phone, you hide your face. People, let me say to all the girls out there, like, I know it's cool to be bad. I get it. But it's also possible to make it in Hollywood without a reality show. When I came up in this business, if you made a tape, you were embarrassed and you hid it under your bed.
You hide your face? Now here's the thing. That moment is 100% real. It happened. It's on video. It's quoted everywhere. But the second that clip went public, something else happened. People started asking, wait, who is she talking about? And that's where the story begins. Because right around that exact time, reports were circulating online about alleged photos connected to Blake Lively, something her team denied. So viewers connected the dots. Same week, same headlines, same topic. And suddenly, Reese's speech didn't feel general anymore. It felt targeted. But here's the part most people skip. She never said Blake's name. Not once. So that connection? That's interpretation. But once people believe there's meaning behind something, they start looking for more. And that's where things get deeper. Because people didn't just stop at Reese's speech. They started digging into older stories. And that's when the Ben Affleck rumors come back. A year before that speech, Blake Lively starred in The Town with Ben Affleck. And ever since that movie, there have been rumors online that something more was happening behind the scenes. But here's the reality that almost never gets mentioned. There's never been confirmed evidence that anything happened. These are rumors, not facts, but the internet doesn't treat rumors like rumors. It stores them and waits for a reason to bring them back. Now here's where everything starts to feel connected. Because at the time The Town was filmed, Ben Affleck was married to Jennifer Garner. Years later, they separate. Now, by itself, that doesn't prove anything. But watch what happens next. Fast forward to 2024, Jennifer Garner posts a behind-the-scenes video on a movie set. She's joking around, walking through the set. Completely casual. Then she says, "This is where I go to commune with Blake Lively." And when she turns the camera, she's talking to a statue. Not just any statue, the Scarlet Witch. Now, pause right there, because this is the moment the internet ran with. Scarlet Witch is literally a witch. So within hours, people started asking, was that a joke? Or was that shade? Some even went further and connected it back to the Ben Affleck rumors, saying maybe, just maybe, there's history there. But here's what we actually know. There's no confirmed feud between Jennifer Garner and Blake Lively, and there's no proof that clip was anything more than a joke. But once people already believe there's a story, they don't see jokes anymore. They see clues. And now you've got three separate moments. A speech from 2011, rumors from 2010, a joke from 2024. Completely different contexts, completely different situations. But when you watch them together, they start to feel like a timeline. Like something was building all along. And that's exactly why this went viral again, because of something completely separate. Years later, Blake Lively is suddenly back in the headlines, this time because of her legal situation involving It Ends With Us and Justin Baldoni. This wasn't a rumor. This was real. A public legal dispute that eventually ended in a settlement in May 2026. But here's what made it powerful. It brought attention back to her name. And once that happens, people go searching. They go back to old interviews, old speeches, old clips, old rumors. And when you start seeing all of those things at once, it starts to feel connected, even if it never was. And this is the part most people don't realize. The reason this all feels so convincing has nothing to do with evidence. It's psychology. Your brain is wired to find patterns. If you see one moment, it means nothing. But if you see three, your brain connects them. It builds a story. And once that story feels right, something called confirmation bias kicks in. That's when you only notice things that support what you already believe, and ignore everything that doesn't. So every clip you see after that feels like proof, even when it isn't. And that's exactly what happened here. Not one confirmed timeline, but multiple separate moments, stitched together into one story that feels real. So now let's go back to the question we started with. What's actually real? Reese Witherspoon did give that speech. Jennifer Garner did make that comment in the video. Blake Lively and Ben Affleck did work together, and rumors followed, but nothing was confirmed. And Blake Lively did have a real legal case with Justin Baldoni that ended in a settlement. Everything else, the connections, the meaning, the timeline itself, was built by interpretation. And once you see that, you start to notice something. This isn't just about these celebrities. This is how almost every viral story works now. It starts with a moment, then another, until suddenly, it feels like a pattern, like something bigger is happening, even when it isn't. So the next time you see a viral clip or a timeline trending, stop for a second and ask yourself, is this actually proof or just a really convincing story? Because sometimes all it takes is one sentence on a stage to start a story that lasts for years.